All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game, Lin versus Sock. This game taking place here on Autumn Leaves 2.0. We have Lin spawning as the blue orc on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, well, in the only other spawning location, we have Sock spawning as the yellow human. Human versus Orc in a 1v1 matchup. It will be an Archmage going up against a Farseer with a Lone Grunt followed up by Headhunters. Meanwhile, I am expecting to see Footmen into Riflemen, or no, not Footmen into Riflemen, Footmen into Tier 2, and maybe eventually a Blacksmith over here at the Expo, some casters, and this game will officially be underway. Farseer already has plans to harass, summoning up some spirit wolves and making a march out across the army or out across the battlefield. No arcane tower yet, so that Farseer may be able to deal some significant damage. Meanwhile, militia being brought over here, dual water elementals to try and absorb some of that damage, as the militia makes short work out of those two kobold geomancers who do give, who do have medium armor. All right, Archmage wants to get up to level 2 here. Brilliance Aura, incredibly important for the continual flow of water elementals, if you will. Coming back around, Farseer picks up a Ring of Protection +4, but one of the bigger aspects of this particular clear is that he's clearing out his opponent's creeps. By clearing out your opponent's creeps, you essentially deny them those creeps a little bit later on in the game when it does become significantly more important. Autumn Aura, much needed here, classic stuff. All right, yeah. Grunt, a lone headhunter, trying to do a little bit of damage back and forth. Meanwhile, Farseer trying to put in pressure, perhaps going to take down a militia or two. Yes, one militia will get taken out. Farseer, however, still only sitting at level 1 as the Spirit Wolves try to get to work. Headhunter has to retreat back here. No, going to try and engage with the Farseer, but the Farseer doesn't have any items. Tech to Tier 2 has already started, and there's not even a Voodoo Lounge just quite yet. What is the Farseer hoping to do? Perhaps rack up some damage onto some completely suspecting Footman. Footman now down to 250 hit points and now trying to stay close to that Archmage. Archmage did pick up a Circlet of Nobility, a nice item there, as the Spirit Wolves perhaps going to try and dive in and do a little bit of disruption on some of these peasants. Second base already placed down by Sock. So Sock trying to go on 2 bases compared to the Orcs. Tier 2 Tech Voodoo Lounge being placed down, as well as this, as the battle so far is going to have a bunch of injured units who will need a bit of healing. All right, Headhunters continuing to do a little bit of poke, perhaps summon up some additional Spirit Wolves to rack up damage on a Footman or two. As note, the Spirit Wolves are already inside the base, trying to disrupt things all the way back home. All right, little bit of damage. Archmage shows up, low hit point. Footman gonna try and retreat back. These Headhunters do have, I don't think they have the improved. There is troll regeneration, but there is no improved troll regeneration just quite yet, as the water elemental now looking to back up again. All right, a little bit of burst damage onto that water elemental there. Low hit point. Grunt gonna try and retreat back, and this one water elemental could give level 3 or level 2, excuse me, and it was not denied. This water elemental, however, time life not gonna be enough, as it just dissolves into nothing. Tauren Chieftain now getting added in. No additional upgrades seen so far, as the Archmage has to be careful. Does have Boots of Speed and will be able to retreat back nicely and easily. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, we're looking at a couple of these peasants trying to just continue to work, and it looks like it will be able to escape away at 4 hit points. Quick ensnare onto a Headhunter as this army tries to stay together. 36 supply compared to 40 over 42, as the units will be engaging here in just a second. Tauren Chieftain should come bearing gifts. Spirit Lodge training up Shaman for that purge against those water elementals. Meanwhile, Raiders most likely to stop any of those hit and run tactics and to pick off those, pick off trailing units with ensnare. Tauren Chieftain, all right, should be throwing down a couple of heals. Not quite sure why it isn't doing that exactly yet. Going to go ahead and engage now. A couple of ensnares going down. Grunt needs a little bit of that heal. as well. What item picked up? Ring of Protection +4. Actually very useful on a Tauren Chieftain who has rather high base hit points, but now just needs a little bit more armor. Gonna go ahead and get finished off here. Perhaps do a little bit more healing again. Yep. Coming through, Tauren Chieftain looking to finish off this Kobold Taskmaster creep camp. Farseer needs to get some, healing salves as well. And Farseer, gets up to, or excuse me, Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 2. Got some more sound going around in the background, so getting a little bit distracted, but everything A-okay here. Farseer will be shy of level 3. Tauren Chieftain still at level 2. A lot of healing to go across here. And we are still only at tier 2 with Shamans getting added in. No upgrades for reinforced defenses yet, as Lin is going to be getting into the higher states of no upkeep. 40 over 51 supply compared to 40 over 48. Sok has a large amount of gold, but really doesn't have the lumber to train up anything new, as the Tauren Chieftain now in position here with Stomp. A couple of purges could slow things down. Are we going to get some ensnares? No, there goes a purge onto a Footman. Footman is going to easily be taken down here. Farseer still sitting at level 2, perhaps could try and go after this Ogre Magi creep camp and get to level 3. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain wearing rings like it's going out of style, up to 15 armor at level 2. And this early in the game, an 800 hit point, 15 armor Tauren Chieftain is going to be near unstoppable just because of all of that damage reduction. Add in the fact that he's going to, going to pick up a Circlet of Nobility instead, adding in a bit of a base hit points as well, and then now dishing out a little bit of bonus damage. Tauren Chieftain wants to get to level 3. I don't believe he'll be able to do so off of this creep camp here, as the Archmage going after some of these Shaman now. Archmage does have Boots of Speed, but because of the Shamans and their ability to purge now in any water elementals, the Archmage doesn't have really that many options to try and finish off these Shamans here. They have decent damage against those water elementals with that purge, as Footmen are now just simply running on by. A little bit of hit and run against this Great Hall. Water elemental dealing quite a bit of damage, as we see now some purges going down onto the Archmage. Archmage could have a little bit of problems. There's a chain lightning. Can we see a lightning shield be applied on the way out? No, we are not. Archmage able to teleport back home and stay alive. All right. That lightning shield adept training a split second late. I don't know if you guys noticed that during the Scroll of Town Portal, these Shamans were still at initiate training. After the Scroll of Town Portal, they were at adept training. So a lightning shield could have been applied to some of those Footmen right as that Archmage was teleported away, and thereby giving enough AoE damage per second to finish off that Archmage after the Scroll of Town Portal out. All right, little bit of damage coming back across here. Forest Troll Warlord going to get finished off. Healing wards now for that Tauren Chieftain. Should be able to heal many of those backline units and force a bit of engagements. Meanwhile, Riflemen starting to join in on the battlefield here. Tauren Chieftain does sit at level 3. Perhaps going to see some purges or something else. Mountain King trying to land in a Stormbolt. A couple of ensnares down, but not forcing the engagement like I thought Lin would want to. All right, instead, going to clear out this enraged Wildkin creep camp, use this opportunity to use a healing ward in peace and heal up these units while getting in a bit of additional experience and perhaps picking up some useful items. Ring of Superiority now given over to the Tauren Chieftain, who has up to 330 mana at level 3. Mountain King wanting to get to level 2 drastically, going to finish off the Enforcer and Null Overseer creep camp. This will give level 2 to the Mountain King, who I believe will be going for Thunderclap. Yeah, and now also picks up a Potion of Greater Healing. Down to the south side here, Lin's Expo has taken a little bit of damage already. Could get some repairs in order as a major damage coming down across here. There's a Tauren Chieftain, there's a Lightning Shield, and followed by a Stomp without any easy dispel. That could spell some problems, as we're looking at a Lightning Shield trying to finish off some of those Footmen and those other units. Chain Lightning, I don't believe, actually bounced across to finish off any of those other units. Level 3 on the Archmage, level 2 on the Mountain King, both sides running up on 2 bases, as this is a perfect opportunity for Lin to now clear out this Granite Golem creep camp. With the help of a healing ward, this creep camp will get cleared out quickly. Farseer, Scroll of Town Portal, not quite sure why. No, Staff of Teleportation. All right, I was going to say Scroll of Town Portal seemed a bit premature. Staff of Teleportation just removing the Farseer there, now getting that Tauren Chieftain halfway to level 5. Level 5 on that Tauren Chieftain at this stage of the game. That stomp is going to be absolutely devastating. But the Mountain King now also getting up to level 3, 4, I believe level 2 Thunderclap as well. Mountain King has to be careful, down to 233 hit points, taking a lot of damage here as that Granite Golem switches targets back and forth. Mountain King picks up a Medallion of Courage, Strength and Intelligence, just what he needed to, well, lay down those Thunderclaps while taking more damage. Tauren Chieftain ready to lead the charge here. All right, Ensnare going down. Tauren Chieftain going to throw down a Stomp, but gets stunned first. Are we going to see a Lightning Shield? There's that Stomp right there. One Priest gets taken down. Mountain King could have perhaps been focused up a bit more, as the Mountain King able to escape away at below 200 hit points again. Scroll of Regeneration coming online just in time. A couple of Scrolls of Healing. Some Ivory Towers now being placed down, as the Tauren Chieftain is gonna be, I believe, just shy of level 5 here. What item is left behind? Farseer picking up, I believe, a Claws of Attack +4, taking away some of that precious experience that would have given level 5 to that Tauren Chieftain. Farseer with plenty of potions and consumables. Chain Lightning, Spirit Wolves could be, well, pushed through here to try and finish off this Expo, but this Expo is fairly well defended. Same cannot be said of Lin's Expo down to the south, but no real pressure has gone down there yet. Raiders now looking to take down a couple of these farms, perhaps take down these farms and, well, make their way off towards this keep. As the keep is now in a little bit of trouble. Are we going to see some Lightning Shield? Yeah, Lightning Shield coupled with Chain Lightning is racking up a bit of damage against all of these poor peasants. Multiple peasants taken down. There goes a Thunderclap against the Mountain King. But that was all there. Tauren Chieftain could use a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, losing quite a bit of mana against all of these Spellbreakers. Has to be very careful and trying to back away now, able to finally retreat. However, the Raiders able to shut down the Expo at that 12 o'clock location, and now Sok is in trouble. 2 bases to 1, as that needs to be rebuilt and remined out. Tauren Chieftain, Clarity Potion. Potion of Greater Mana was already used. Healing Ward, healing back that Tauren Chieftain again. And yeah, Healing Wards being used both useful both in and out of combat, especially out of combat, as nothing is going to disrupt that Healing Ward for that full, I believe, 30-second heal. Or is it 40-second heal? All right, Sok, a last-ditch effort to try and fortify this position here and shut it down. There is Blizzard. Mountain King could go for a Thunderclap. Not quite sure why it didn't. Wants to save all of that mana. These towers may not be able to get up in time as the battle about to rage on. 78 supply compared to 61. Raiders could come across with a couple of ensnares as the scout towers are getting cleaned up already. Tauren Chieftain quickly getting storm bolted. Ivory towers pretty much of no use whatsoever as the engagement going to get underway here. Spellbreakers already in that front line spot, trying to remove as much mana off that Tauren Chieftain as possible. A large Thunderclap slowing all of those trailing units as the Raider has now dived on into that back location. Mountain King comes across, uses a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, ignores the Stomp as the Tauren Chieftain still diving on heavily. Chain Lightning bouncing around across the backside here as the Archmage and Mountain King only sitting at level 3, going up against a level 5 Tauren Chieftain and a level 4 Farseer. I think Lin's army and heroes are just going to be too much to overcome. And, well, Sok going to be forced to retreat back again. Level 5 now on that Farseer. Are we looking at level 3 Chain Lightning? Yes, we are. Followed by a Stomp to finish off more of those units. Scroll of Healing is used, but too little, too late, as Lin takes the game. All right, a big win by Lin. Sok had the early Expo, but Lin took the early hero level advantage and was just able to cruise with it, picking up stronger items throughout the map, and then eventually having dual level 5 heroes going up against dual level 3 heroes. That level 3 Chain Lightning and level 3 Stomp making a dramatic difference overall. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.